Go right there, another block by Miguel.
Wide open is Miguel. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in! CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lai, oh, everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net. Leaky with a big steal. Leaky for 3. That goes in. What a play!
We're coming to you from inside the Changhua County Stadium right here in Taiwan to bring you the action in the ASEAN Basketball League season number 10. 2 teams squaring off here and to start off a 2-game homestand with the Formosa Dreamers now at 6-6 going up against the visiting Kuala Lumpur Dragons. Thank you for having with us here. My name is Martin Javier, working alongside Kirk Long here in the college. How are you, Kirk?
I'm doing good. Long time since the Dreamers have had a home game, and the city's happy to have them back and get some basketball action.
Good-sized crowd on a Saturday here in Taiwan. Of course, everybody's wearing a face mask, taking precaution of the coronavirus outbreak. So better safe. Going inside the stadium here because we're going to be with a lot of people.
Definitely, you have to be careful. Obviously, health. There are certain things more important than a game of basketball, but it is good that we are able to continue to see these teams go at it. We're getting really into the heart of the season here, and it's fun to watch basketball games.
That's right. As we take a look at the team standings, where are these teams located right now? They're actually, well, 4-5 right now, with Kuala Lumpur having a slight edge over Formosa.
Yeah, both of them right there in the middle. Similar wins and losses there. Whoever wins this game would be bumped up. They're both still within reach of catching, some of those top spots. So that's what both of these teams have in mind, is not to just be comfortable where they're at, but, they have higher goals and they have deep teams, well-rounded teams to be able to make an even better push than where they're at right now.
That's right, second half of the season for both of these teams. Right now, before we continue our discussion here in the pregame, let's go first to our policy announcer for announcement of the teams that will be competing inside the Changhua County Stadium. Back here inside Changhua County Stadium for your ASEAN Basketball League Season 10. It is the battle between the Formosa Dreamers, your home team, going up against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. This is going to be their second meeting of the season. Now, you guys are joined by Martin Javier and Kirk Long here in coverage. Now, Kirk, as you see our officials from Myanmar, Thailand, and the Philippines, a lot of, sub-storylines in this matchup. The return of Will Artino to Changhua County Stadium. Spent a year last season with the Formosa Dreamers, had a fantastic year, had the #1 seed after the elimination round. Unfortunately, they got booted out in the first round. And also the return of Ryan Watkins here in the ABL after a brief vacation, rejoining Anthony Tucker in 18 because they spent a lot of time together when they were with the Macau Black Bears, and that's also a couple of seasons ago. So this is going to be a good one for our fans here in Taiwan.
Yeah, definitely some changes. I mean, Tolbert came in, and the Dreamers had a good standing, good record with him in the lineup. You know, before Tolbert, they had McMorrow, and now they go to a guy that's more familiar with, one of their superstars on our screen right now, Anthony Tucker. So we'll see what type of chemistry they're able to get off to. You know, it's been a while, yet they do have experience playing together, and Watkins as well, just anchoring the defense of the Dreamers. Who do well defensively as well, and just how that looks and how the schemes that they have, how quickly he'll be able to understand what Coach Kyle Julius expects from him. The Dreamers aren't blessed with a lot of guys who can come off the bench and replace a guy like Watkins when he subs out. So
that's right.
Tien Lee can come in and give some aid for a few minutes down there with rebounding and defense, but you give up a lot of size and athleticism.
Well, Tien Lee is more of a 4 rather than a 5. So Watkins, the strongest player in that position, definitely for the Formosa Dreamers. But on the other side, you expect Will Artino, and knowing this guy to be extra motivated today in his return here in Changhua County Stadium. And again, after last year, as a Dreamer, averaged 20.7 points per game, 10.7 rebounds per game, and 3.1 assists per game, while shooting 50% from the field and 63% from the free throw line. And that was a fantastic year, and now getting signed by the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. He's having an amazing year, even better stats with the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. What are your expectations from Will Artino in this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, he was out here early, and you could tell some of the fans of the Dreamers still love and respect him a lot for what he did for this franchise last year. And you know, he's used to these rims, he's used to this court, he's comfortable here, and I think Artino will definitely a big impact in
Kobe 为篮球世界带来每一场精彩的比赛。谢谢这位伟大的球员，伟大的父亲，他的曼巴精神将一直留在我们的心中。
We are paying tribute to the great Kobe Bryant. And a 24-second shot clock violation to begin this game. And right after, usually it comes, 8-second violation comes after to pay tribute to 24 and 8. And the legend of Kobe Bryant, again, his legacy will forever live on. It's a tragedy. I was watching a lot of videos because the Lakers had a game, their first game ever since that tragedy. And, the scene was just heavy. It was, heartbreaking. But
yeah, Kobe Bryant meant so much on this hardwood court all over the world. Several visits to Asia,
that's right,
as well over the last couple decades. But I mean, the person that he's become, or the person that he was off the court as well, and the people that he reached in the sport of basketball and beyond is hard to replicate or hard to imagine. Just losing someone who had his hands and had his thoughts and his ideas and his encouragement in so many different areas of life.
That's right, and that Mamba mentality, Kurt, that is instilled with a lot of players now. I'm pretty sure a lot of players here will look to apply that here on the basketball court. And look who got the first basket of the game. It's Will Artino in his first basket. back here inside Changhua County Stadium.
Yeah, they got him down low where he can really be deadly close to the basket. He can do score in a variety of ways. But when you get your first basket that easy, it gives you a lot of confidence going forward.
That is a tough shot coming from Anthony Tucker, but he gets it back and he quickly places that one back in. Anthony Tucker on the board here, 2 apiece between the Dreamers and the Dragons. Handing it over to King. Here's Amir Bell, who has been very impressive for Kuala Lumpur so far. He pulls the trigger, misfiring that time, and Jaron Young getting a rebound right there. His first off the ball game. He had 12 a couple of games ago against Kuala Lumpur. Last game he had 17 rebounds against the Saigon Heat. Migo Yang, nothing but net on that 3-point attempt.
Yeah, no, Miguel Yang is one of those guys who really always seems to come out with a fast start and plays with a lot of confidence and battles down low as a small forward position. Right now he's on Davis, and when Yang plays at a high level, the Dreamers more often than not find a lot of success.
That's a much needed boost in the local production for the Dreamers, and they will force a 24-second shot clock violation on the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. Sting left hanging with the ball. Here's the 3-pointer earlier by Amigo Yang, pulling the trigger and hitting the target. Jen Chang. Tucker against Bell. This is a good matchup. Tucker tried and tested here in the ABL. Anthony Tucker. 4 points now in the game. King goes to the other side. It will not work. And Watkins grabs the rebound. Tucker looking on, scanning the floor. Up against Sting, fadeaway shot. Tucker misfires. And Quet taps it to Artino.
Yeah, fast start here for the Dreamers, but what both these teams do well, and you got to give credit to the coaches on both sides, is they're great defensive teams. And they play hard, they don't give up easy baskets, so I expect a game to be close today, just because neither of these defenses is going to allow a huge run for one team or the other.
And that's the second straight time as we take a look at this output. Ryan Watkins on the touchdown off the pass by Anthony Tucker. That's the seamless connection you're going to be having as early as their first game together here in the Dreamers lineup, Craig, because of that familiarity with each other, playing alongside each other with Chongson Kung Fu before and Macau.
Yeah, you're right, and that was all chemistry. Watkins, was in full sprint there before he even knew Tucker was going to throw the ball, and that's just being on the same page, smart basketball, and when you can get those easy baskets, it makes everything else in the game a lot easier.
Davis misfiring, so Dreamers off to another fast start against Kuala Lumpur. And in their last meeting in Mama Stadium, Dreamers were up by 20 points in the early goings of that one. In first half, they were up by as many as 20 points, and then the Kuala Lumpur Dragons came back, erased the lead, and stole the game, courtesy of that last basket by Amir Bell. And here he is with the rock. Bell, step back jumper. Bell gets fouled at the last second there. So that's going to be a personal against Anthony Tucker, and Bell heading to the line for a couple of shots.
Yeah, good job by Bell. Jet Chang is a good defender, but Bell just using his quickness, toughness there, get Jet Chang off balance and able to draw the foul. And the Dragons showing they want to be aggressive going to the basket.
Amir Bell in the season averaging 18 points per game, or a little over 18 points, as we see Watkins run the floor again. That is rejected by Artino. Bell over to Quet. Ball is tapped. King gets the rebound. Boy, that tap almost went in. Artino with the right hand. Well, Artino, 4 points. Young feeding Watkins inside. And that's been the MO so far. Ball penetration, And now the drop off to Ryan Watkins from Jaron Young. Tino, Young swatting that one away.
And he has some of those highlights almost every night he steps on the court in the ABL. You never know what the high-flying Jaron Young is going to come up with. That time from the weak side defense, think no one's there, but it doesn't take much time for Young to come from the weak side and get a block.
Perfect anticipation from Jaron Young. Here's Semyon Lepichev. Just entered the game, scoring right away for the Dragons. He is Bulgarian, Malaysian-born. Spent his college years in Florida for the Florida Atlantic University. So Lepichev, this is a 6'9" power forward off the bench for the Dragons. The outlet pass, Miguel finishes. Another forward pass by Anthony Tucker.
Yeah, the Dreamers showing if you're going to make mistakes, they're going to make you pay. And Tucker has given 2 nice full court passes now to Watkins and Yang for easy layups.
But so far, Amir Bell, he has been struggling in this one. Even the layups going on for Amir. And when we return, a couple of free throws coming up for Semyon Lepichev. It is the Dreamers ahead by 6 with 4:23 remaining in the first quarter. Back to the coverage in your ASEAN Basketball League Season 10. An early 13-7 lead here for the Formosa Dreamers, and Anthony Tucker turning up the tempo here, Kirk.
Yeah, definitely.
Speeding up the pace of this game.
Yeah, definitely. They, you know, they want to get as many easy baskets as you can get, and you know, the Dreamers aren't a team that is going to overwhelm you with athleticism or size by any means, but they are smart, and they will have great chemistry, great ball movement that Coach Kyle Julius has put in, and they will look to get the ball up quickly. So if you take a possession off or take your eye off the ball, they will capitalize and get something there.
That's going to be a foul against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. This is going to be against Kate Davis. And it took them a while with the changes they had to go through. In the 12 games we've had so far in the season, a lot of changes in their world imports. It's really taking them a while to get that chemistry going, but in the past few games, it has been almost 100%. With a few tweaks to work on. Artino with the offhand, that is too strong.
Definitely a mismatch that you want to go to with Tien Lei on Will Artino. They would know each other's moves a little bit, but definitely a size and strength advantage.
And Jaron Young forcing his way in. Kate Davis called for another one. So let's see, Davis, if this is on him, this is going to be number 2.
Yeah, Davis playing at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Division I teammate with Blake Griffin, and used to these big games. But it'll be hard for him with 2 fouls. He hasn't done much offensively yet, so it will really be up to Bell to see what he can get going with Artino on the offensive end for the Dragons.
And Coach Jamie rolling the dice here. Oh no, he's not gonna do that for long, as Wei Long comes in. So Kate Davis heading to the bench with 3:26 remaining here in the first quarter. Jaron Young over to Tucker. Tian Lei, he's got the touch. Up there, and Miguel pushing the other way. Martino goes to the open shot. Well, that is misfired by Wei Long.
Yeah, the Dragons have not quite been their complete selves so far. That time, Jaron Young tried to do the sidestep. The Dragons, Wei Long thought he had his position in front, but they do call it against the Dragons, as we see here.
Yeah, Kuala Lumpur Dragons, well, they thought Jaron Young committed the charge, but you know, instead Wei Long is called for the block. So Young, who has been on a tear in the last two games, 25 and 12, a couple of games ago against this same team, Kuala Lumpur, and against the Saigon Heat in that 30-point win. 30 points and 17 rebounds for Jaron Young.
Yeah, he just has that mindset. Doesn't matter who's on the other side of the floor, who they're playing against. He comes out with a lot of intensity and energy. You can ask him to guard a point guard. You can ask him to guard a center. He's going to put his head down and do his best.
And here is a swipe by Jet Chang. Dreamers on the attack here. 15-8 is the count. 2:40 remaining in the first. Wow, stolen away by Lepichev. He pushes the other way, comes by Young and goes all the way.
Yeah, great solid move. It's nice when you have a power forward that can run the court, get steals, finish transition, and even hustle back and get that deflection. Lepichev definitely making himself, his presence felt here so far in this first quarter for the Dragons.
He almost got us there, Kirk. Chang to trigger this one in. Tian outside to Tucker. Dreamers on the attack here. Chang misfiring. Rebound goes to Lepichev. And he has spearheaded this Dragons attack in the first quarter. Bell driving. Bell sneaking in. Bell getting fouled on his way up. That's going to be on Tian Lei.
Yeah, if you're Tian Lei, you know you're in there for a limited time, giving Watkins a breather, making sure Watkins doesn't stay in foul trouble. So you want to not give up the layup. But it seems like you might have been able to challenge that in a way that could have prevented Bell from having an open look there.
And this is Amir Bell on your screen. Not the tallest of point guards, Kirk, but very crafty, very quick, and can create his own shot. Again, he scored a game-winning basket against his Dreamers team in their home court in Mama Stadium to steal that game away. Tucker pulls the trigger, no good. That is rebounded by one. Bell goes the other way. Over to Lepichev. Quick! Inside the veteran. And that's going to be a block against Chen. This is Chen Xinyan.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. It seemed like Chen had his grounding there, maybe a little flop.
Yes.
Didn't maybe need to go down that soon, but I don't see what he did to merit the foul there. But we'll see if Quent can capitalize from the line.
Chen Xinyan, by the way, back in the lineup of the Dreamers after being injured for a good amount of time. Missed the first part of the season, Kirk.
Yeah, definitely. They've missed his leadership out there.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't do much anything flashy that really catches your eye, but he does a lot of the solid little things, just setting up the offense, knocking down the open shots when his defender helps.
Right.
And he's a court general out there.
Big part of their run to #1 after the elimination round last year. Young getting in. Young puts it up and in. What a move by Jaron Young.
Yeah, I don't know. There were 4 guys right around him on all 4 corners covered. I don't know how he spun through it, but somehow able to get that shot up and in.
And Lepichev misses on the other end. Ball will stick with the Dragons, I believe. 17-12 is the count. Let's take a look at this move. Young, the crossover, the spin, and then he forced that one up. It still went in off the glass.
Yeah, it's great concentration. By the time he went up in the air, he was pretty much underneath the backboard, but able to stick it back up and through. So great finish for Young.
Off the screen, one misfiring. And the Dreamers, with under a minute remaining, will maintain the 5-point lead. Anthony Tucker over to the other side. Amigo Yang now will look to create. Yang stops on the dime. Chang loses it. Epicef picks it up. Not a good sequence for Formosa. And here comes Kuala Lumpur on the retaliation. And Amir Bell driving, getting fouled in the process. And that's the same arm that was injured in their last game. Amir Bell looking, well, visibly hurt here. And same arm and shoulder.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. They have definitely gotten to him often, early and often so far here in this first quarter. This seems like, you know, Coach Jamie Perlman really wants them attacking the basket, draw these fouls, knowing that Watkins, especially on the bench, that he might be, you know, besides Young, their only shot blocker or rim protector. And so they're trying to make it a point to use their size advantage and pound it down low.
That's the MO. Again, after Ryan Watkins, you know, you put Tianlei here. Not really a big rim protector. Formosa, Chang on the fadeaway. It's going to be up. Chang gets it back though. Miscommunication by Kuala Lumpur. Here's the cutting Yang. Over to Chang, open for three. No good. Rebounded by Young. Hustle again by Jaron Young, getting the offensive rebound out of, or against two Kuala Lumpur players, and then able to put that one up and getting fouled in the process.
Yeah, that's just a lot of energy, heart right there. Young sandwiched in between two players. More often than not, he's the one who's able to come up with it. And this is a, you know, a couple big baskets for him, his last basket, and hopefully this free throw for the Dreamers. You know, just helping them stay in this lead that they built in the first quarter.
17-14. And Young 1 out of 2 on that trip. It is a 4-point lead. That deep by Bell will not drop. 18-14. And Bell felt like he was fouled in that sequence. But, you know, it wasn't given by our official, but instead, we will finish the first 10 minutes with the Formosa Dreamers, the home team, up 18-14 against the Dragons. We'll be back in the second quarter of this game. going into the second frame against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. Thank you so much for catching all of the action here. My name is Miguel, working alongside Kirk Long, and a slight lead by Formosa. It was a lot bigger earlier, Kirk, but towards the end of that first quarter, again, the grind, the grit of the Kuala Lumpur Dragons allowing them to get back in this one.
Yeah, definitely. And relentless attacking the basket. Even there, Yang having a hard time staying in front of Bell. And Bell is showing no signs of slowing down. He's using that dribble, attacking the hip, getting to the basket, creating a shot. So I definitely think that style of play will fit the Dragons to get back in this game. Meanwhile, on the other side, you know, the Dreamers, you know, they've gotten a lot of points off of, you know, defensive transition, breakdowns defensively by the Dragons, but that half-court set, they haven't quite found their rhythm or their open shooters, or but we know that they can get hot in a hurry.
That's right. Ooh, Watkins is triple teamed, and Artino got the block. Almost a minute gone here in the second quarter. And King misfiring. Watt getting the offensive rebound. And that's going to be a travel against Changhua.
Yeah, good job by Watt to get in there, get the offensive rebound. And he only had Woon Sung Wei on him right there. I thought he might go up straight away, but trying to dribble it out and creates the turnover.
Called for steps first was Changhua. Local for the Kuala Lumpur Dragons, Amigo Yang. Tucker kicking it out. Woo Sung Wei from the corner. He knocks it down.
That's what he's out there for. He just makes a living in those corner spots. The moment that weak side defender helped on the drive, the Dreamers know that Woo Sung Wei is there, and they know that he can shoot him just as well as anyone in the league. And the home crowd loves it when they see his first one go down, because they know it could be a sign of what could come for Woo Sung Wei.
Take a look at that. Woo Sung Wei knocking it down from the corner and left wide open as well by the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. One of the best local three-point shooters we had last year. Artino sending it out. Wah. Young. Good cover by Young. And ball staying on the side of the Dragons. Bear again contesting that call. Felt like he was fouled.
Just 0.8 seconds left, so it's just going to be a catch and shoot. No time for a dribble.
Might have had a case though, as he gets swiped by, got swiped rather by Young. Watkins on the roll, misfiring.
Yeah, you gotta put that one down if you're Watkins. Young really got the defender to help, and Watkins was left all alone.
Missing. Good tap by Wu. Here comes Yang. And Bell. Oh, Yang is called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, I think he got that elbow up there, that right elbow up when he was dribbling with his left hand, and that little push off, and Bell established good position here, hands up. So great call by the officials to catch that one, and great hustle back by Bell to stop that transition. Any transition points for happening for the Dreamers.
That forearm straight to the chest of Amir Bell. Bell now on top. They send this one to Artino. Oh! That one rolls out. Sorry miss for Will, but this one is stolen away by Kate Davis. He is playing with the two personal fouls. Artino, no good.
And Artino just getting more and more frustrated per possession, as he just has not been able to receive that foul call.
Watkins with possession. Watkins over Artino. Good defense there by Will.
And that's what Will Artino needs to focus on. I mean, his shots are eventually going to fall. Don't let it get in your head. And Will Artino just needs to keep playing the defense he's been playing. He already has more than a couple blocks on Watkins.
Artino, that's a few good Kirk, finally dropping in for Will.
And that's what a good team does. When one of your stars is struggling, that was a great screen, I believe, by Quick off the ball that helped Artino get wide open for that layup.
And instantly gets back his confidence on the offensive side. Young lost the trigger, no good. And Artino pulls it down. Dragons trying to mount an uprising here in the second frame. That's going to be a foul on Woo Sung Wei.
And if you look now, it's already 4 personal fouls in the first 3.5 minutes for the Dreamers. And, you know, they were in foul trouble in the first quarter already with, I believe, 8. So yeah. It's just a trend here we're seeing. You know, the Dragons are attacking the heart, the inside of that Dreamers defense. And, you know, Dreamers could end up in some foul trouble in the second half if this continues to be the trend.
And that's been the MO from the start from Coach Jamie Perlman. We got a timeout here called by, I believe, Coach Cal Julius this time around. 6.5 remaining in the first half. All right, resuming the action here inside Changhua County Stadium. 6 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the first half. As you mentioned, Kirk, 14 fouls already for the Formosa Dreamers. No fouls to give, 1 away from being overturned as Kate Davis drives inside off the timeout, getting the quick deuce.
Yeah, and I would like to see if Coach Kyle Julius and the Dreamers, you know, realizing that Davis does have 2 fouls, maybe attack him, you know, put him in some pick and roll scenarios, you know, maybe a screen away and post up and see if you can't get Davis, you know, back over on the sideline.
Hey, Davis, again, got the 2 fouls toward the end of that first quarter. Let's take a look at this foul called against Sting. And yeah, there was some contact with Anthony Tucker from that replay.
Sting, solid athlete, good athletic defender, so we'll see former MVP and Tucker. We'll see what that matchup can come up with.
Young on the pull-up J. That's been funny for Jaron Young.
Yeah, and he's one of those shooters. He's not all the time a catch and shoot in rhythm, but he likes to get that rhythm for his jump shot off the dribble, and he can really, you know, create space with it.
Artino inside off the quick play. Good feed coming from Ting. So it's Young and Artino exchanging baskets. Young handing it off to Chang. Tucker driving and finishing in the process.
Yeah, he took that one from way out, used the finger roll, the scoop shot up and in before Artino could catch up to him.
But there's a whistle on the other side. That's the 15th foul on the Dreamers here. 5 and 17 remaining. They're already in the penalty. This is the drive earlier by Anthony Tucker, blowing by 2 defenders on his way to the cup. So free throws coming now for Kate Davis, and this is an advantage the Dragons can utilize for the rest of the second quarter here, Kirk.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I don't think that they will stop. They'll have to start making their free throws if they want to capitalize on it. Yeah. But they definitely have some Dreamers in foul trouble, and they have definitely been able to carve their way through the Dreamers defense and get to the rim and force those fouls to be called.
Kate Davis, 1 out of 2 there, has been struggling so far from the field. Jaron Young. Anthony Tucker. Tucker using that Watkins screen. He's got Ting on the switch. Tucker step back, good defense by Ting. And this is ahead to Ting. Ting all the way, challenging Young and getting the deuce.
Wow, great hustle by Dragons all over the place, getting steals, block shots, passing lanes, and this defense is helping them crawl back into the game and now take the lead.
And Ting with a three-pointer. The Dragons will take the lead, 26-25. Ting Chun-hong.
Yeah,
Lepichev got a triple.
Yeah, Lepichev with a great steal in the transition, and now the Dragons with the lead, and the Dreamers going one-on-one.
Yen with a counter, really on the other end.
Yeah, that's what's tough. You want to help on the Young drive, and then they have shooters all over the place. And so once they see that help come, they know they can trust their teammates, dish it out, and reestablish the lead.
Look at that. Off the high-low, Lepichev finding Will Artino underneath. That 6'9", connecting with 6'11" inside. We got a timeout here.
A timeout and a technical foul on Coach Kyle Julius for kicking something over there along his bench. So the referee saw that, and that'll be free throws as well when we come back.
All right, so we turn in a bit. Back to the ball game.
Yeah, lots to say for our
spicy words.
Both coaches during that timeout, really animated for different reasons. And Davis knocks down the technical free throw, reestablish the lead. It will be the Dreamers' ball still, but Coach Jamie Perlman really telling his guys, keep pounding, pounding, pounding. He wants to get inside the lane. He wants to continue to put this Dreamers defense on their heels. And Coach Kyle Julius, on the other hand, really talking to his guys, challenging them. You're being late on defense, rotations. You just got to be quicker.
Let's see if they can execute here. Two excellent coaches manning both sides. Coach Kyle and coach in Canada, of course, in the NBL there, and won a championship as well in that league. Coach Jamie Perlman, and the New Zealand NBL Coach of the Year, former Coach of the Year as well. So, you know, these are both winners, both benches representing their teams. Young on hesitation. Young took the contact, no good. That's a tough shot.
Yeah, it was a tough shot. Defense, you know, you got to give them credit. They got back and were in the lane. Normally, Jerron Young able to create something there, though.
Oh, Lepichev getting stripped by Anthony Tucker. 11 seconds on the clock for the Dragons. And Coach Cal still talking to the official there.
Yeah, you got it. There's a game within the game there with the officials, and only one foul call this quarter against the Dragons. And so Coach Kyle really would like to see some of his team shoot some free throws as well.
Correct. Bell. Dragons have 7 seconds to work with. 5 seconds now for Bell. Here Bell gets away. That one plus the foul.
Wow, and just whistles all over the place against the Dreamers, who have found themselves in penalty early, and even on that one, it seemed like Bell had a wide open layup, yet still a foul call here. Must have been somewhere along that drive that he got hit.
Oh, look at that getaway by Amir Bell. 17.8 points per game this season.
Yeah, and he's relentless. I mean, Jet Chang had made him change direction a couple times on that drive, and yet still able to use the moves and find himself at the rim.
32-28, he gives them the 4-point lead. Watkins for 3, no good. Rebounded by Davis.
Yeah, and Watkins and Young have been unable to find the bottom of the net from three-point land, and just some of their looks have been way off, which is unusual. And going in, to halftime, you want to settle down. You want to realize, hey, if we just make some of those shots like we're capable of, we're right back on top of this ball game. But knocking down shots is going to be big for the Dreamers.
Anthony Tucker now pull up jumper, good. Breaking the dry spell of the Dreamers here in the second frame. Before that, it was an 18-10 start for Kuala Lumpur. Davis, face-up jumper is good.
Yeah, he had some inches there. Chen guarding him, and Davis able to see the basket clearly. Doesn't need much space to get that shot off.
6 points now for Kate Davis. This is going to be a foul on King Chun Hong. 35-30 is the count. Take a look at this jumper by Kate Davis. Knocking down the open look. Watt is back in the ball game for Kuala Lumpur. Young facing up, making this move, and he saw the mismatch and exploited it right away. Kirk, it was one on him.
Yeah, and that's what the Dreamers will want to do every single time. If that's who's guarding Jerron Young, there's definitely a mismatch, and Watkins has to be ready, because if Artino helps again like that, then Young will be looking for that drop-off pass for Watkins.
So Jerron Young is back on the free throw line this season. Well, 20.7 points per game and 13.3 rebounds for Jerron Young. Spent last season with the Singapore Slingers, went all the way to the finals. A game away from the championship. Unfortunately for them, they lost Game 5 against the CLS Knights. 32-35.
Yeah, Jerron Young would love nothing more than to be back in that game, and the Dreamers will have to rely on him a lot for making plays like that, because they're undersized, and when Jerron Young goes in there and he plays, like he's 7'5", 300 pounds, just not too many guys can make some of the plays that he makes, and he's helped them get a lot of those 6 wins they have this year, and definitely exciting to watch.
Bothering Artino on that help side again. Here's Young looking to create with 4 seconds. He pulls up, and again, just from inside the arc, he has been money since last game.
Yeah, that's where he's really best. I mean, it seems like all the catch and shoot, all the catch and shoot Jerron Young has missed, but when he gets that crossover going and that hesitation and the defender back on the heels and gets that rhythm through the dribble, he's pretty deadly.
Correct. Anthony Tucker now with the rock. Tucker, forcing that one up. And ball staying on the side of the Dreamers. Tucker contesting that there was a foul in that sequence, but none was given. So Davis will be replaced by Wei Long.
We'll see what the Dreamers have here. Out of bounds plays, they normally like to try to get a shooter open.
Here's the inbound, Tucker. Tucker with a more comfortable position to take that shot.
Yeah, and he's so relaxed. I mean, he's in the middle of the paint. Defenders on both sides of him, yet it looks like he's just taking a stroll through the park and say, hey, I'm open, I'm just going to knock this down, no problem.
That's always been his game. Cool and composed. Anthony Tucker knocking down the jumper. Lead is down to 1. Next shot time here for Bell. Amir will look to create. 2 seconds. Got driving. Bell getting rejected by Young to prevent the last bucket for the Kuala Lumpur Dragons.
Yeah, what a game. I mean, defensive battle, 36-37, not a super high scoring first half. Yet both these teams showing some glimpses of what's helped them be successful here in the first half of the ABL season.
Playoff feels here inside the Changhua County Stadium. We've got a 1-point game, and that belongs to the visiting team, the Kuala Lumpur Dragons, over the Formosa Dreamers. Highlight stats analysis coming your way. This is your ASEAN Basketball League, season number 10. We'll be right back. All right, back to the coverage and some numbers for you guys after the first half here. You guys have Martin Avera working alongside Kirk Long. It is a 1-point lead for the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. Kirk, and a big second quarter to take the lead going into halftime.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of similar numbers here. Neither team shooting the ball too great. And what's given the Dragons the edge is just getting to the free throw line. As they're 9 of 14, they've made 4 more free throws and shot 8 more free throws than the Dreamers have. 3-point field goal percentage, both teams struggling. That could change in the second half. Rebounds, slight edge to the Dragons, same as assists. And the Dreamers really taking care of the basketball, which is one of their trademarks of their team. They just don't make too many mistakes. They always try to get a good shot up. And you know, in the second half, the Dreamers are going to have to figure out how to sort of anchor their defense and not give up so many fouls, because the Dragons have been able to find themselves into the paint time and time again.
Because they were in the penalty with over 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter, and that's when the Kuala Lumpur Dragons started to take advantage of the situation and get themselves to the free throw line. A lot of players contributing to the cause for the visiting squad. 10 points. Leading the way is Willard Tino in double figures with 10, alongside 5 rebounds as well. Following him is Kate Davis with 7, who has, well, come alive in the second frame as well. And joining, of course, is Amir Bell with 7 and Ting Chun Hong with 5. On the other side, you got 2 players in double figures. Jaron Young with 11 points and 8 rebounds and 3 rejections. And Anthony Tucker with 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. But after those 2 guys, Kirk, you know, the next leading scorer would be Amigo Yang with 5 points. So the supporting cast will need to produce more for the Formosa Dreamers. And I'm talking about Watkins and the other local players for them to be able to pull this one off in their first game of their 2-game homestand.
Yeah, you know, Chin has 1 3-pointer. Woo Sung Wei has 1 of their 3-point shots. And those guys need to step up. But, you know, Watkins, he's going to be, you know, setting those picks and then popping to that open 3-point shot. Well, if you're going to take those at the rate he's taking them, you got to eventually make some. And that's what the Dreamers will need in the second half.
都有机会获得限量的梦想家小天灯。另外，拼一个梦想，拼出吉祥物就有机会获得神秘的小礼物。那我们另外梦想光明灯成功的把小球丢到灯笼当中，接我们的任务就可以获得神秘的好礼。
Second half is almost underway right here inside of Changhua County Stadium. The start of the 2-game homestand this weekend by the Formosa Dreamers, beginning with this game against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons, and the Dragons using that big second quarter, outscoring the Dreamers 23-18 to grab the 1-point lead and carry it over to the start of the second half here, 37-36. You guys have Martin Amir alongside Kirk Long manning this coverage, and we start with a miss by Kate Davis. But if you are the Formosa Dreamers, Kirk, you mentioned what should be the priority here for your team.
Trying to keep him out of the paint. Like Davis just had a layup 2 feet from the basket, and you know, that's where the Dragons had so much success, just attacking the basket. Try to sag off him a little bit, dare him to make that outside shot.
But that's the opposite of what's happening right now, as Artino gets another attempt from inside. That one missed. And here's the feed to Ryan Watkins. Watkins counted was the foul. And a 3-point play opportunity.
Yeah, Watkins does a great job of hustling up and down the court. He stays big in the middle, makes sure he's looking at the ball, gives his teammates a target. And that time, you know, Will Artino just half step behind him after missing on this side. So great job by Watkins to stay committed to the game plan and run the floor.
And I notice every time Watkins, you know, gets the ball at the post, instant triple team right away by the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. That time, you know, he was on the roll, he was in motion, so the triple team was not able to establish position.
Yeah, now the Dreamers are in a 2-3 zone defense, so sort of daring the Dragons to shoot an outside shot, trying to help each other on the drive a little bit more.
Oh, but Amir Bell driving and scoring, and the Dragons will grab back the lead, 39-38.
Yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but you got to try to make Bell a jump shot shooter, and you're just letting him get to the basket over and over again.
Tucker overshooting the mark, and here's Amir Bell again. Let's see if that 2-3 zone will work this time around for the Dreamers. Davis has it. Davis off to Artino. Artino barreling his way through. Artino gets the bucket.
Yeah, a lot of contact then again, but that's what the referees have been. That's the way they've been calling it. There's a lot of physicality in the sport of basketball. It's a contact sport, and especially down there when you got two two big guys battling it out for position, and Artino got the better of Watkins that time.
Physicality's been consistent in this game, and that's Amigo Yang missing. Davis feeding Artino. And Artino flips it up and in. 2 straight buckets for Will Artino. Dragons with a 5-point lead.
Yeah, so Watkins came out and got the lead for the Dreamers, but it's been all the Dragons since then, and even defensively, the Dragons getting the better of the physicality.
And this is going to be a foul away from the ball, just slightly away. It's going to be on Kwek Tien Nguyen. So a foul on him as he was trying to fend off Ryan Watkins. Now this was the non-call earlier that ended up as a bucket for Will Artino, and then the follow-up on the play right after that. That's over Ryan Watkins as well.
Yeah, and Artino is so tough on that left side of the basket, can just get those shots up so high.
Scooping the hoop for Amigo Yang, a sweet move from the veteran.
The Dreamers still in this 2-3 zone.
Yang with 7 points. What? So Amir Bell, who's trying to establish Artino here. Will gets it. Will down the lane. That's going to be a personal against Ryan Watkins. Our official signaling that Watkins actually hit Artino on the side of the head.
Yeah, and tough call there. I mean, you let a lot go one time. Correct. And then you know, but it's just different style. I guess one play you're down low, and then the other play, you know, Artino's up in the air and maybe gets a little contact, so it's different. And it's hard job to be an official.
And Will Artino missing on the first free throw, graduate of Creighton University. If King Davis played with Blake Griffin, Artino played with Dougie McBuckets.
That's right.
Doug McDermott for Creighton. Tucker driving. Tucker getting fouled by Artino. And Anthony Tucker with aggression to begin the second half.
And those are the fouls that they've been calling consistently. You know, there's contact while players up in the air, you know, trying to finish at the rim. That's what the Dreamers maybe need to be a little bit more aggressive driving to the basket at times.
That's right. 2 free throws coming up here for Anthony Tucker right after this timeout. We'll be back after this. Still anybody's ball game here inside the Changhua County Stadium. 3-point game, and the Dragons, well, they have the lead right now, 43-40 on your screens right now. Head coach Jamie Perlman, second season with the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. And Anthony Tucker heading to the free throw line in a little bit, fouled in the play before the timeout. So 2 shots coming here for Tucker, like 10 points in the first half. He now has 11, and they are within 2 points. 11, 5, and 3 so far for Anthony Tucker. 2 for 2, 42-43. Lead is down to 1 for Kuala Lumpur. And the Dreamers come up with a stop. Amigo Yang bringing the ball downhill. Young attacking, deflected by Lepita, but Young gets it back. Relentless on the boards again, and he is able to draw the foul on his way up.
Yeah, so aggressive, and Young, you know, he right here, Watkins tries to come in and grab the rebound. Young says, no, that's still mine. And you know, he's always go, and, you know, had two guys, you know, right under the basket, but has no fear in attacking both of them, and that's what the Dreamers need right now to fall back into this game and stay in it. They need him and Tucker to be aggressive. Even Jet Chang need to be aggressive, driving, attacking to the basket. You know, the three-point shot hasn't been falling like it's capable of falling for the Dreamers, but there's other ways to get the basketball in the hole.
And we were mentioning how the Dreamers need to lessen their fouls here in the second half. Well, they've done just that. Only one team foul for the Dreamers, and the Dragons are now with 14 fouls with 6 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So the tables have turned here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they flipped that switch, and this zone defense is helping out wonders as Young uses those quick hands to push the ball off of Davis's foot, and now it's a tie ball game, and the Dragons want to talk it over.
We'll be back in a bit with almost 4 minutes gone in the third quarter. We're back to square one. All right, 4-3 all, 6:07 remaining in the third quarter. And the Dreamers slowly taking control of this ball game, Kirk.
Yeah, the momentum here in the first 4 minutes of the second half has been the Dreamers, and the Dragons sort of struggling with that transition to that zone defense that the Dreamers have been playing. And you know, and on the other side of the court, you know, the Dreamers have been the one really attacking the lane hard. We had Miguel Yang with a nice scoop shot. We've had free throws from Tucker and Young, and so them putting their heads down and getting into the heart of the Dragons' defense has been working well.
That's right, good job in finding other ways to score the basketball for the Formosa Dreamers. That time Jaron Young missing on the floater. Ting Chun Hong stepping back and missing the three-point attempt. Young gets the rebound. Quick outlet to Tucker. Ting was right there to anticipate the pass.
Yeah, and Ting is too athletic of a guy. Watch out.
Oh, Jaron Young. Takeoff. Young throws it down. And credit half of that point to Jet Chang for getting the steal on Amir Bell from behind.
Definitely, great job, recognition by Chang to see Bell didn't see him coming. And Jet Chang, you know, he's exploded the last couple games as well, and he's capable of making some big plays as we have a 3-second violation against the Dragons, and the momentum continues to stay on the home team side.
Yeah, errors starting to pile up here on the side of the Dragons. Here's the takeaway by Chang, and then Jaron Young throws that one down. 45-43, Dreamers on top again. They've taken back the lead in this game. Anthony Tucker now. Pull-up jumper. Tucker knocks it down. And a quick swing. This is a 7-0 run by the Formosa Dreamers to grab the 4-point lead.
Yeah, the Dreamers back in a man-to-man now, but still forcing the Dragons to shoot that outside shot, which is not what helped them get the lead in the first half. So the Dreamers are fine and happy to live with that.
That's right. This has been a solid adjustment by Coach Scott Julius. Defensively, Davis getting it back. Davis off to Wah. They go to Artino, who gets double teamed instantly. And that's a travel on Will Artino.
And Artino has to recognize, I mean, he was double teamed and trapped. Yeah. There's not much you can do with that in there, and it's hard for the referees to bail you out with a foul when both guys got their hands up, as you see here, and he just takes too many steps, and good call by the officials.
Double team really bothering Artino that time around. Again, Dreamers with major adjustments on the defensive side. Tucker stepped back. One was halfway down for Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker likes the mismatch he has size and strength-wise right now.
Amir Bell turning on the Jets and tipped back in by Semyon Lepichev.
Yeah, Lepichev continuing to stay active, and you got to give him credit where he's made some solid plays when his team needs a momentum swing.
Amigo catch and shoot, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Yeah, I mean, Tucker with a couple baskets so far. He has the hot hand. The defense collapses, and he knows where to find his teammates and gets it to him at the right time.
Oh, fantastic hustle by Jeremy Young to get the steal and save the ball to Anthony Tucker. Tucker pulls up. No good though. And here comes Amir Bell. They are down by 5 under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Artino for 3. Artino drops it in.
Showing the range, and this home crowd knows better than anyone that he's capable of stepping out and knocking down the long-range shots.
The three quickly taken back by Artino, and then that rejection from Lepichev. Davis for 3. Back-to-back hits from downtown for the Kuala Lumpur Dragons.
Yeah, Lepichev is asking the sidelines for a sub. It's been an up and down last few minutes, and the Dragons, though, finding the hot hand, retake the lead, and the Dreamers just need to slow things down to get a good shot here in this possession.
And it's starting on the defensive end for Kuala Lumpur as Yang attacks and gets fouled right there. So 51-50, a quick 6-point swing. The Kuala Lumpur Dragons, and take a look at this drive by Amigo Yang. Foul against Will Artino, I believe. And Semyon Lepichev was played a fantastic game so far for Coach Jamie. Will be replaced here by Kwek Tien Nguyen. 51-50, Dreamers were leading it by 5. Less than a minute ago, Kirk.
Yeah, and just a couple lapses defensively by the Dreamers allowed those open looks. I mean, Jet Chang was scrambling on the Will Artino 3, trying to get out to the corner. Will had a wide open look, and then, you know, off of a semi-bad shot, contested shot in transition, you know, the Dragons were able to find Davis for an open look as well.
And here they are on the attack. 2 for 2 for Amigo Yang. Davis could not make it back-to-back for him. Watkins running into Davis, and Watkins is able to score.
Yeah, Davis was there. Watkins did a good job eluding him, sweeping to the side, knocking down the layup.
Davis driving, sending it to Watt. Good takeaway by Jack again. Amigo is off and running. Yang, the scoop in the lane, no good. Watkins with the offensive board. Double teamed, and Watkins is called for steps.
Yeah, and I don't know, you mentioned it earlier, and Watkins, when he has 2 or 3 bodies around him, he just doesn't have that explosiveness to get up and make that shot right here. You'd think with his height advantage, he could keep that ball high, but he brings it down and just has nothing there. And maybe that's just where he has to kick it out, because Tucker and shooters were open right at the 3-point line with the whole defense under the basket.
That's right. It was, correction, a triple team manning Watkins in that sequence. Here's Wah. Whack. They're giving him that shot, no good. And rebounded by Wah again. Wah. And Young looking to take the ball away. It goes out of bounds. Ball remains on the side of the Dragons. 54-51. Dreamers ahead. Artino on the inbound here. Quack pulling the trigger. Misfiring badly, but Kate Davis puts it back in.
Yeah, those are opportunities you'd like to have back. You play defense for a good 20 seconds. They throw up a tough shot, you know, quick from the corner is not really what the Dragons would like to do, but then you bail them out with letting them get that offensive rebound.
No good on the roll. Tucker looking for the foul on his that drive by his buddy Ryan Watkins. Amir Bell inside. And a foul on the second effort. And Amir Bell heading to the free throw line for a couple of shots. This was the spin, the drive, the bump by Bell against Young.
And then Watkins just grabbing whatever he could grab. Unfortunately for Bell, it was his front of his face, but he looks to be okay.
No correction. Foul is going to be on the floor, Kirk. And this is just going to be a baseline inbound for Kuala Lumpur as Ryan Watkins will be replaced here by Tian Lei. Wow, from the corner. No good. Young gets it. Young getting the pump and a difficult off-balance shot in transition by Jaron Young.
And there's only 1 second left. The Dragons didn't quite figure it out. They won't get a last shot. And a great job by Young, just so strong. Gets the bump, no call. You know, good defense by the Dragons, but Young still able to finish at the basket.
And the Formosa Dreamers, the home team, with a retaliation in the third quarter. This was the last shot, the banker by Jaron Young, to give them the 3-point lead heading into the fourth. Fourth quarter now underway. This is your ASEAN Basketball League Season 10, live inside the Changhua County Stadium in Taiwan. It is the 6-6 Formosa Dreamers going up against the 4-4 Kuala Lumpur Dragons. The second matchup between these two teams this season. First one going to Kuala Lumpur, stealing that game away, courtesy of the jumper by Amir Bell. But this time around, it is the Dreamers looking good, starting the fourth quarter with that jumper by Judd Chan.
Yeah, great ball movement. And
whoa! Jaron Young out of nowhere, getting the rejection. And
that's what it's going to be. I mean, you got to make shots on one end, but But the defensive effort by the Dreamers, in particular Young, when you can get blocks like that out of nowhere, then you're putting your team in good shape to get wins.
What a start for the Dreamers here in the fourth quarter.
No.
Tucker, no good. And the save to Ting Chun Hong. And we go back the other way. Quack down the lane with the left hand. He scoops it in.
Yeah, rare basket from Quick, but big as it swings that momentum back, which Jet Chang still wants to capitalize on.
He is feeling it. Jet Chang with 3 straight buckets for the Dreamers.
Yeah, he's just showing this home crowd a little bit of what he was able to do on their road trips. You know, scoring 21 points in one of his last games, and he can really lift this team up to a higher level.
That's 7 straight for Jet Chang, ended by Will Artino on the other side. 63-57. Young against Kate Davis, using that Yanlei screen. Pass is broken up by Davis. Davis accelerating. Davis rejected by Young. What a block again by Jaron Young.
Yeah, I don't know. Davis wants a foul, but maybe he hasn't been watching as Jaron Young just does this with ease, and I don't see any contact there. And it doesn't matter if it's against Fubon, against Hong Kong Eastern, Jaron Young always finds an incredible block near the rim.
And a good response right after, though, by Kate Davis by knocking down the triple. Young, by the way, with 5 blocks in the game. This is Jaron Young. The feed to Anthony Tucker. Tucker against Artino. And he took the contact from Artino. That's a veteran move from Anthony Tucker to be able to draw the foul off the fake.
Yeah, and Artino has to know he has to stay on the ground and just try to challenge. You know, Tucker, too smart of a player. Once you jump in the air like that, then a smart shooter, smart player knows how to get to the free throw line because of it.
Anthony Tucker heading to the line for a couple of shots. That's fairly unusual for Anthony Tucker. A very good free throw shooter. Missing on the first, but Jaron Young having one heck of a game here, Kirk.
Yeah,
on both ends of the floor.
5 blocks is incredible, and the way he's been doing it. I mean, those were easy baskets.
Yeah.
You know, that's an easy 10 points that he saved because the shots that he blocked were going to be layups or little baby hook shots for Will Artino, and you know, now he's making them think twice every time they have it in there.
That's right, all from point as Will Artino. Flips it up from the other side, gets fouled, and he heads to the line for a bonus. So Artino, again, extra aggressive to begin the fourth quarter here in an effort to bring his team back in this ball game. Artino has 21 points. Make that 22 now off that free throw, and the lead is down to 2. Jaron Young has it. Tucker turns around, shoots it. Overcooking that one.
Yeah, it's a quick shot, tough shot, good challenge by Davis.
Davis knocks it down. And Kate Davis catching fire here in the fourth quarter, giving the Dragons the 1-point lead.
Yeah, the Dreamers have gotten back to that zone, and it's just been Davis lighting them up, getting these open shots. He's going to have another one here.
Davis, chose to find Lepichev underneath. That turned out to be the right decision for Kate Davis, as it ended up as an easy deuce for Lepichev. 68-65 now. The Dragons making a run here in the fourth quarter. And it's starting with this guy, Kate Davis, who got rejected in that sequence, but then followed it up with a couple of buckets for the Dragons. to the ball game. And again, about a minute and a half ago, or about 2 minutes, give or take, Dreamers were still on top, Kirk, by 3 points, and then the quick surge here by the Kuala Lumpur Dragons, and now they're back in front by 3.
Yeah, and Anthony Tucker's been going to the basket. He's been shooting threes. They're makeable looks. They just haven't been going in, and the Dragons have capitalized on the other side.
And a series of misses from the Formosa Dreamers, allowing the Dragons to capitalize. That's another open look. But Davis that time misfiring.
Yeah, if you want to win games, though, you cannot leave a guy who's just knocked down several triples that wide open in transition. You just got to be more disciplined than that.
Anthony Tucker now. Watkins. Mid-range jumper is good for Ryan Watkins.
It didn't look pretty. I didn't know if he had his balance there, but definitely a basket that he himself needed and that his team needed badly.
So Ryan Watkins contributing now for the Dreamers. Oh, big triple coming from the local.
Yeah, Juan has, just done the dirty work. He's been trying to play tough defense. And when your teammate gets double teamed, though, you got to go in and finish that. And that's exactly what he did.
Ryan Watkins underneath again. We got a 2-point game here. And a quick exchange of baskets in this stretch. Amir Bell dishing it out. Artino anticipated by Young. And that's a takeaway for Jaron Young. They go back the other way. Young gets it back. Young on the fade. Young gets the bounce.
High ball game again. And that last possession, though, I thought the key defensive player was Jet Chang, who did not allow Bell to get all the way to the rim like he was in the first half. Jet Chang able to cut him off. Bell is not interested in shooting anything but a layup, and that was good defensive effort.
And this one-legged fadeaway jumper right after the defensive sequence you were talking about, Kirk, the basket made by Jaron Young. 71 apiece. Under 5 minutes remaining. Oh, not a good sign here for the Dragons as Changhua gets checked on that left leg. Left ankle, I believe. So 71 apiece. We continue the ball game. The Dragons maintaining possession. Artino trims the shot, rebounded by Yang.
Big rebound by Miguel Yang. Those are the ones you got to secure. And the Dreamers now giving themselves a chance to get back on top.
Anthony Tucker now. Over to Jaron Young. He's got 10 seconds to work with. Young, kick out. Tucker pulls the trigger. Fires the target.
And there was a switch earlier on in the possession, and so the Tucker's normal defender Tang wasn't on him. It was Lepachev, and Lepachev just wandered away from him, which you cannot do.
And the Dreamers got to stop on the other end. They're up by 3 here, 74-71, no need to hurry.
The momentum keeps shifting back and forth.
Tucker. Oh, Watkins recovering. Watkins building it up. Watkins getting the bounce.
So quiet in the first half, Martin, but Watkins here has now made his last 3 shots, and they've been crucial. Dreamers now with a 5-point lead, and you got to give credit. Tien Lei came in at the start of the 4th quarter and gave Watkins some good rest, and now he has those fresh legs.
What a time to come alive for Ryan Watkins. Nate Davis missing the layup, but the quick cleanup by Will Artino.
Back and forth, just like the last time these two teams played each other. It went down to the last shot, and we could be seeing something like that again here today.
Both teams not giving an inch against each other here. 76-73, a foul against the Dragons.
Yeah, Bell knew that there were fouls to give. That's his first foul of the game, so Bell is now on Tucker. He can be extra aggressive as neither team's in the penalty. And this is the time, though, that we have seen Tucker really come alive and hit some clutch baskets.
5 seconds, though, left on their clock. Chang on the fade! And Chang's takeover continues in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, no hesitation. He's unconscious right now. I mean, that one fading away almost behind the 3-point line.
Changhua couldn't take it back. Young gets the board. And Jaron Young will wait. No, Chang will accelerate. And he gets fouled by Ting. 2 free throws coming up for Jet Chang.
Yeah, and Bell is smartly getting his Dragons team together, trying to talk about this as we see Jet Chang with the fadeaway, outstretched arms for the defense. But man, that's a perfect looking shot there for Jet Chang.
78-73, we got a timeout here. Coach Jamie Perlman has seen enough. He calls for time. Back to the coverage, and it has been the Jet Chang show here in the 4th quarter for the Formosa Dreamers, nailing the first 3 buckets of the 4th period, at least for the Formosa Dreamers, and now getting a big basket earlier to stretch the lead to 5 points, and he now has 2 opportunities at the free throw line to further extend their lead.
Yeah, he's been huge, and I mean, even when he's not putting up the shots that are going in and doing it on the offensive end, he's often a player we forget about. I mean, he's been guarding Bell, and he's been shutting him down here in the second half. So Jet Chang really one of those top defenders for this lineup too. And even though he's 0 for 2 there, he's going to stay in this game because Coach Kyle Julius knows the playmaking ability that he has.
That's right. Amir Bell, as you were mentioning, only has 2 points in the second half, 9 in total, after scoring 7 in the first 2 quarters. Yeah, Young rather getting the rebound there. A big rebound by Jaron Young off the miss. Oh, that's going to be a tech against Will Artino.
Yeah, Will gets frustrated. We saw this last season here in Changhua at times. You know, when he doesn't get those foul calls, you know, he can be extra emotional about it. And you look at that last possession, Watkins, you know, had great position. There's a help side defender right there. So, you know, Will has to understand when he needs to just make that pass out. When there's good defense, when there's extra pressure on him. And, you know, he has to stay and keep his emotions in check because this is still anybody's ball game. You know, it's only 6 points with 2 minutes left. You just got to get a couple stops and a couple 3-pointers, and it's a tie ball game again.
And we saw that in a lot of sequences in this matchup. Artino getting crowded in the paint, and then not getting the whistle he wants. Oh, Chang driving, flipping it up with the left, getting fouled again. So Jet Chang will continue to attack the defense of Ting Chun Hong. Let's take a look at this drive first by Jet Chang.
Yeah, I mean, when he goes through so much of the game, you know, and the Dreamers are relying on Tucker and Young to be the key contributors offensively, you sort of forget what Jet Chang is capable of. And then all of a sudden, you know, he's on a 7-0 run just by himself. And he's been huge for him here in this 4th quarter. And the crowd has a sigh of relief to see him knock down these 2 free throws, unlike the last trip to the line.
And 11 points for Jet Chang, all coming from the 4th quarter. Kate Davis now. And that's going to be a foul on Jet Chang, so...
It's all right. They got some to give, so make them run that clock, make them work hard for it, and giving up a foul before they get a shot up, no problem with that.
Only the second team foul, as you were mentioning, against the Formosa Dreamers. Amir Bell gets to the lane, up and in for Bell.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the Dreamers made him work hard for that one. Great move by Bell, and he'd like to have some more opportunities like that drive to the basket.
So a little less than a minute and a half remaining in this game. Watkins misfiring. Here comes Bell. Dragons on the comeback trail here. Bell outside. Ting, floater. Ting puts it in.
Yeah, these role players, local players of the Dragons have come up big. I mean, they've made some crucial plays offensively and defensively. So both of these teams showing, you know, it's not just the imports that you got to watch out for. There's a lot of other guys on the court. Everybody out there you got to respect.
Oh, almost a steal. Young, jump is good! A potential dagger coming from Jaron Young with 46.4 seconds remaining. And that stretches the lead to 6 points, 83-77. Timeout, Coach Jamie Perlman. And that is worth another look. Again, just from inside the arc, Kurt.
Yeah, just made a mistake. His pass got deflected, but looks up, sees 5 on the shot clock, and takes it upon his shoulders to put it up.
All right, final moments of this one. We got a 2-possession game. The Dreamers in front by 6, 83-77. And let's see how, the Dragons can retaliate here what Coach Jamie Perlman has drawn up off the timeout.
Yeah, it looks like the officials are just fixing the score clock real quick. But I would expect Coach Kyle Julius gave permission to his team. You know, if you need to foul, then you can foul. It won't send them to the line. The Dragons don't have to necessarily go for a 3. They'd like to get a quick one though if they can.
Oh, what a closeout by Miguel there, forcing that shot on Davis. Davis with a takeaway though. Davis ahead to Lepichev who throws it down.
Yeah, Lepichev cuts it to 4, and the Dreamers now just got to hold on to the basketball. The Dragons will have to foul, and they'll get free throws. So be smart, try to waste some time, take care of the basketball.
So Anthony Tucker, best man to give it to, and Tucker heading to the free throw line now for a couple of shots. And Tucker heading to the line because the Dragons are already in the penalty. And let's take a look at this foul. Yep, going to the ball, or going for the ball rather, was Amir Bell from behind.
Yeah, and lots of class between those players. You know, Tucker just has to look at him, and Bell tells him, hey, I'm going for the ball. I'm not trying to hurt you. And just trying to make a play. And Tucker is the guy that they want at the free throw line.
The season, 93% from the free throw line, knocks in the first.
So still a 2-possession game for the Dreamers. The Dragons did not get the initial shot they wanted, but they did come up with a steal, and they'll need 1 or 2 more steals like it if they want to try to find a way back into this game with 16 seconds left.
Bell needs to go quickly though. The shot is deflected by Chan. And Bell is looking for the foul. He will not get it. And the Formosa Dreamers will dribble this one out. There you have it. Revenge is complete for the Formosa Dreamers against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons as they take their second matchup of the season, 85-79 here at home to start their homestand on a winning note here.
Yeah, definitely big for the Dreamers. You know, started off the season slow, but have been building an incline here, trying to get to the top of the standings, match some of those teams. And, you know, this Dragons team, though, showed how tough they can be. You know, never going away, a game of runs for both squads. Right. Defensive teams, defensive-minded, and oftentimes those are the teams that make those runs deep into the playoffs. So both these teams still heading in the right direction. Dragons wish they could have pulled one out, but you know, last time these two teams played each other, you know, the Dragons pretty much stole one from the Dreamers after being down by 20. So they'll take it with a grain of salt and try to get better from it. And great ball game by two great teams.
So the Dreamers, Kurt, will go up to 7-6, just right over the 500 mark. And well, for the Kuala Lumpur Dragons, they're in a bit of a losing streak here as they go down to 4-5. So they go back to the drawing board and will try to figure out their situation, assess their situation, and how they'll be able to bounce back. But a big win here for the Dreamers to make it 2 in a row and to build another winning streak here in season number 10.
Yeah, lots of smiles, and this crowd will continue to come out and support just because of the way and the pride that these Dreamers players play with. And a lot of times starts with that man right there, Jerron Young, just 5 blocks. I mean, incredible, timely shots, and this team plays with a lot of heart, and you got to appreciate that.
There you have it, the Formosa Dreamers. And again, as you mentioned, big performance, especially defensively for Jerron Young. That was felt in the game. Those blocks were, you know, impact defensive plays for their teams as they tried to make a run earlier. And now they're able to secure the win, 85-79. Now tomorrow, second game of their homestand, as we now go to our courtside reporter, tomorrow they will face the Saigon Heat here inside the Changhua Stadium. We'll see you.
就很开心啊，然后也很感谢球队跟球团在我受伤期间努力的把。
2:37 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lie. Oh, everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net.
Leaky with a big steal. Leaky for three. That goes in!